I still don't know if that wedding really happened, but I know this: I was there, and now I'm the only one who remembers. Let me tell you the worst part first. The night of the wedding, the whole village danced until the fire went low. The drums were loud, the palm wine flowed like water. Ada and Tunde smiled at each other like the world stopped when they locked eyes. But here's the thing: when I talk to anyone in that village now, they look at me like I'm mad because no one remembers Ada, no one remembers Tunde, and no one remembers the wedding. Not even the people who played the drums, not even the old women who sang the wedding songs. No one, just me. And I wish I never remembered. It started months before the wedding. My name is Nneka. I'm from Nigeria, from a small village near the forest. I won't say the real name of the village. I don't want trouble. I grew up like every normal child. Fetch water, help at the farm, go to school when there's money, come back home when the sun gets tired. Life was normal until the night I saw a man who walked without footsteps. One night I woke up to pee outside. It was around 1 a.m. The moon was not full, just half, but it was bright enough to see shapes. I stepped out quietly so I wouldn't wake my mother. That was when I saw him, a man standing near the cassava field, tall, dark clothes, looking toward the forest. I blinked twice because I thought it was a scarecrow, but then he turned his head, slow, like his neck was stiff. And when he turned, his eyes were glowing faint red, not strong, just enough to look wrong. I froze. He didn't blink. He just stared at me. Then he walked into the forest. No sound, no steps, no footprints. I ran back inside and locked the door, shaking. My mother asked me the next morning, "Why are you looking tired?" I said nothing. Because how do you tell your mother you saw something that has no place in daylight? After that, weird things became almost normal in the village. A goat would vanish without noise. A pot would fall without hands. A shadow would pass even when the sun stood still. People whispered, but no one shouted. In African villages, we know when something is wrong, but we don't like to talk too loud about it. Tunde came from another village, a calm guy, quiet, polite, helped elders without being asked. Not proud, not loud. He met Ada at the river one evening. I remember that day clearly. She was fetching water. He was washing his face. Their eyes met and held too long. When Ada came back, I teased her. River romance. I laughed. She blushed and said, "He's gentle." I nodded. I liked him too. And that was the start of something beautiful and terrifying. Ada and Tunde started talking, not flirty, not bold, just calm, slow love. He would walk her home sometimes. He never tried to touch her. He respected her like she was something fragile. The elders approved. My father said, "That boy has a good spirit." Everyone said the same until the night Tunde told her something strange. It was evening, near sunset. We were sitting outside when Tunde spoke. "Ada," he said softly, "if you ever hear my name called at night, do not answer." She laughed. "Why?" He smiled but didn't answer fast. Then he said again, slower this time, "Just don't." His voice was calm, but the air around us felt heavy. Like the wind stopped listening for a second. I got goosebumps, but I shook it off. Maybe he was superstitious. Maybe he was dramatic. Maybe it was nothing. I hoped. The wedding was fixed for 3 months later. During those months, Ada changed slowly. Not in a loud way, just small things. Her smiles became fewer. She would stare into distance sometimes. She would forget small errands. She started getting tired even when she did nothing. One night before the wedding, I visited her hut. I wanted to check on her because she wasn't looking well. I tapped the door. No answer. I tapped again. Still nothing. I pushed it open slowly, and that was when I saw something that still visits my sleep. Ada was sitting on the floor. Her back was facing me. Her head was tilted sideways slightly, like someone was whispering to her ear, but no one was there. The room was dark, even though it was day. I stepped closer. Ada. She turned her head toward me slowly. Her eyes were red, not glowing, just bloodshot, like she hadn't slept for days. Are you okay? I asked. She looked at me without blinking and said, They call his name at night. I swallowed hard. Who calls? She didn't answer. She just turned her head back and kept staring at the wall. I left the hut sweating. Something was wrong, very wrong. But the wedding continued. The wedding day came. The sun was proud. The sky was clear. The market was full of chatter. Everything looked like a celebration was allowed. Ada wore white and gold. Tunde wore deep brown traditional wear. He looked calm, like always. The drums started. People danced. The smell of jollof rice, pepper soup, and grilled fish filled the air. I danced too. Everyone did. It was perfect, too perfect, because perfect things don't last long in scary stories. That night, we lit the village fire. Women sang, men clapped, children ran around. Tunde held Ada's hand for the first time publicly. She smiled, but it looked forced. I noticed, I saw, but no one else did. The wedding ended at midnight. The torches went low. Everyone walked home. Tunde locked his hut door behind them, and that was when the real story began. I slept at a neighbor's hut that night because we had danced too long. At exactly 2 a.m., I woke to the sound of silence. Not calm silence, bad silence, like the world held its breath. I stepped outside slowly. The moon was full now, bright like judgment, and that was when I saw them. Figures in the field, standing in a circle, no voices, no movement, just presence. I crept closer, and there was Tunde, standing among them, but not like a groom, like one of them. His shadow was darker than his body. It looked like it was breathing on its own. I felt fear like ice. Then the figure spoke all at once. One voice, but many mouths. Kofi, guardian of the veil. I almost screamed. Kofi. Tunde's name was Tunde. Who was Kofi? Then Tunde turned. Slow. His eyes glowed red like the man I saw months ago. His voice was not his anymore. Why did you look? He asked me. I ran. I ran faster than fear should allow. I ran into the hut and locked the door. I prayed until morning. When morning came, everything felt normal again. But normal is a mask the spirits wear when the sun is watching. I ran to Tunde's hut. I knocked. The door opened by itself, the same way it opened months ago. I stepped inside. No spirits now, no glowing eyes, just Ada sitting on the bed, tired, quiet, alone. Where's Tunde? I asked. She looked at me confused. Tunde? I frowned. Yes, your husband. She shook her head slowly. I don't have a husband. My heart fell into my stomach. What do you mean? You got married last night. She looked at me with pity. There was no wedding. I stepped back sweating. I ran to ask villagers. I asked my father, my neighbors, the drummers, the dancers. Same answer. There was no wedding. Same face, confused eyes, tired nod, no memory. Only one elder, the oldest one, looked at me too long and said, Memory is a burden for those who see what they should not. Then he walked away. I didn't give up. I needed proof I wasn't mad. So I started digging, literally. I dug at the ritual clearing. Nothing. I checked old records. No names, no Ada, no Tunde, not even Kofi. I started losing sleep too, the same way Ada did, because remembering the spirits makes them remember you too. One night I tried to draw the faces I saw, the figures, the circle, the glowing eyes. My pencil broke. My lamp went low. Then the whisper came again. You remember too much. I dropped everything and ran outside. The hill was glowing, but the spirit didn't come close. It was watching me now, from afar, like it was waiting for the cycle to finish me. I realized something worse. The wedding wasn't erased from the village, it was erased from reality, and only those the spirits mark can remember events outside reality. I started seeing patterns. Anyone who sees the guardian at night forgets by sunrise. Anyone who learns the secrets becomes tied to the veil. Anyone who remembers becomes haunted by silence. Then I asked myself the biggest question of all. Did the wedding happen or was it bait? Because what if the wedding itself was the ritual? What if Ada never married a man? What if she married the veil? One night I waited at the hill again. I wanted answers. Kofi appeared first, then Tunde, then Kofi again. The guardian had two names, two faces, one body. The spirits didn't call him Tunde, they called him Kofi. Kofi was the real guardian name. Tunde was the daylight mask. The spirits didn't want Ada to die, they wanted her erased. And erased is worse than dead because dead people are remembered, erased people are forgotten. Ada didn't ascend, she was absorbed, absorbed into the veil as the anchor soul. Coffee didn't come to stop her from leaving. He came to warn her spirit that escape had failed. The village stands strong, not because of peace, but because someone keeps forgetting the cost. What if the spirits marked you? Would you want to remember?